Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to a new video. My name is Spencer Berke. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I appreciate it. I'm assuming you clicked on the video because you want to learn how to start your own podcast, and I'm happy to teach you guys everything I've learned over the last 4 or 5 years of doing not only podcasting, but YouTube and audio recording and photography, everything in between. I've kind of implemented all of my skill sets into the podcast that I have now. There's a lot of different ways you can approach it, all the way from a $20 podcast up to $1,000 plus. Not only figuring out what equipment you want, but how to hook everything up, how to record everything, and how to upload it properly to all the platforms out there. I feel like a lot of people get overwhelmed with how much goes into a podcast, which it is pretty true. There's a lot that goes into it, but if you're able to have a simple video, hopefully like this, that explains to you that it's not that hard, all you have to do is just take a little bit of time to watch a video, understand how it works, understand different levels of how much it's gonna cost, and then the main thing is recording your podcast. So to get started with your podcast, you have to ask yourself one question. What are you the most passionate about? The main reason why I think that's so important is because when you're interested in something, when you have true passion in something, you are able to talk about it for days. What are you the most passionate about? What can you talk about for hours and hours on end with no problem? Don't focus too much on the equipment. I wouldn't worry too much about having to spend all this money on the best thing. I had started with a very cheap setup. I didn't even have a storyline planned out. I didn't even have a topic planned out on what I was gonna speak about, and I just felt lost. So I would focus on getting your story together, figuring out what you're passionate about, figure out what you want to talk about. And it doesn't have to be one thing, it could be anything in the world, but you want to focus on a storyline of, okay, how am I going to talk about something that people can relate to and people want to listen to? Now we all know that deep down inside your camera bag, or in one of your drawers, or in your iPhone box, or whatever kind of phone you have, we're gonna work with the iPhone on this one, you probably have a set of headphones that look like this, that have this on it. See that guy right here? This thing? That has a microphone in it, so you can actually talk into it. So you go on your phone and you make a phone call, you can talk through it with your headphones on. Simply plug it into your phone. Now, this is the cheapest way to start a podcast. A solo podcast just by yourself. There's an app on the App Store called Voice Memos. So if you look at that right there, Voice Memos. So all it is just a simple app, and you have a button right there that says record. I don't know how much easier you can get. All you do, press record, and now you can talk directly into your microphone on your phone, and you can talk about anything you want. Cars, business, fashion, food, whatever it could be. And this is exactly what it's gonna sound like using these headphones. So that's gonna be the cheapest way possible. It's just simply start with that, start getting some storylines down, start practicing, go ahead and just talk into your phone and think of any kind of topic you can think of just to get practice in of speaking. Now there is one way to upgrade your phone microphone, and what that would be is a lapel microphone from Amazon, which is around $20 to $30 depending on how you want to do it. But what you can do is you can get 2 microphones, and that's how you can do a 2-person podcast, essentially, where you would take one lapel microphone, you hold on to it, the other one you can give to your guest, put your phone in the middle of you, and then you guys can talk into Voice Memos. Now, I'm sure there's plenty of other apps out there that you can download that you can talk into and record, but the Voice Memo is the free, easy way to do it, just to get started and then practice and see how it goes from there. So before we get into the next piece of equipment, I highly recommend that you always test your area. I'm gonna insert some clips right here of me trying to record a couple of these clips where there's interference in the area, which means radio signals or sound signals are interfering with your audio. Testing audio, testing. Testing audio, testing. Testing audio, testing. So make sure you always test your areas like I do every time I film a clip. Then I listen back on my camera to make sure it's okay. So you do the same thing with audio as well, just to make sure. You never want to record an hour podcast, listen to it back and go, I can't use this because of background noise. The second way I recommend starting a podcast would be with a Blue Yeti microphone. Now this is a $100 USB microphone, simply just plugs right into your computer, your laptop, whatever you have, and you can record directly onto your computer. This makes it extremely easy just to go ahead, press record, talk for 30 minutes to an hour, and then once that's done processing, you can take that file and you can upload it to your podcast. So it's very easy to do. It's a straight shot recording system, and they just updated the Blue Yeti microphone. A little bit more expensive, about $120 I believe on Amazon, but it's a very good product for the price. You get a lot of product for your money. Okay, so this is where it gets pretty fun. This is a little bit more advanced. This is what I would call like level 3. So the phone was level 1. Level 2 would be a USB microphone. Level 3 would be this setup right here, which is a Zoom H5 recorder paired with a Shure microphone, which is a handheld microphone, which makes it very easy to sit down at a lounge and talk into, or even walk with it if you wanted to. But it makes it very portable because all you have to do is have microphone and your recorder and you're good to go. The best thing about this recorder is it's portable, so you have batteries you put into it, as well as just an SD card you plug in, and that's where it all records to. So essentially what you could do is you could have batteries with you, you can have a memory card with you, and all you would do is go to a coffee shop, go to your friend's house. That's what I'm gonna do, that's what I have my plans for, is to go to businesses and sit down with the owners where they don't have to go anywhere. So it changes up your environment where you're talking, and it makes it easier for your time management for that guest. This setup that I have is actually 2 Shure microphones with pop filters, which help a lot with the P sounds, the popping sounds, and the H5 recorder, which is about $270, as well as 2 sets of headphones, which these headphones make it much easier to hear your guest speak a little bit more clearly, and you can hear it more for yourself to make sure the audio levels are perfect. With this setup here, you have to get a headphone splitter, which means if you want to run 2 headphones into your H5 Zoom recorder, you need to get a splitter to run 2 of them so you can actually hear it yourself and your guests can hear themselves as well. Now I'll show you right now. I'm recording into a Rode microphone on my camera. We'll switch over to the setup right now and I'll actually walk around and show you guys how this thing works. So this right here is the Zoom H5 recorder. This is what you would set down between your guests, and all you would do is plug in your microphone, which goes right here. You would plug in your headphone, which a solo headphone would just go in right here, which makes it very easy to do. If you needed to, you can use the splitter if you want 2 people, but the good thing is on the bottom here, you can actually plug in another microphone. We're gonna switch from that microphone directly to the microphone here on the H5. So now you can hear the sound quality is 10 times better than what it would be off of a normal camera, and way better than, I guess you could say, a USB microphone, only because this has a pop filter on it. As you can hear, it sounds much more crisp, and it's recorded to a professional device. So this setup here is looking around $500 for 2 microphones, 2 headphones, and the recorder. I'm sure you can find this used online, but the coolest thing is, if I don't trip over anything, I can pretty much go wherever I want, but you have to make sure that you have the microphone as close as you can to your face, and you can take this anywhere. So as long as you have batteries with it, you can go as far as you want, and it makes life much easier when you want to go take your podcast on the road and get other people's houses or businesses and record directly to this. And all you would do is you would take out the card here, put that on your computer, edit that in a software, which is a little bit more advanced, but it's not that hard to do. There's plenty of softwares out there. I use iMovie for everything. Very, very easy to use. So I'll show you that in a bit. But now we're going to switch back over to that microphone. You can see it makes a huge difference on the quality of the microphone going from this setup to that setup. So for level 4 of podcast equipment, this is by far the best setup I've ever had and my favorite setup I've ever had, which is the Rode Rodecaster. Now this is a full system that offers a mixer with all of the options to tune out the volume. You have buttons to put custom noises to. You also have an ability for somebody to call in, and you can record their phone call over your podcast directly into your podcast, so it's all one file, which makes life so much easier. Has the ability to have 4 microphones, 4 headphones, and I also picked up these really, really nice arms. These are from Blue. They are just an upgraded arm. These are $99 each, which when I'm sitting here at my desk, I can talk into it. I have very easy accessibility to it, and then when I'm done with it, you can simply just move it away and it's out of the way whichever way you want to put it. All I have to do for a podcast is when I'm sitting at my desk, simply put on my headphones, pull my microphone towards me, and then the best thing about this setup is press record. Now I have full professional grade audio on a microphone, where this system makes life 10 times easier when I want to record. Pull the microphone towards me, press record, talk for 30 minutes to an hour, take that file, put it in my computer, upload it to my podcast, and then done. That's it. So it makes life much, much easier. So the microphone that I'm using here is called a Rode dynamic microphone with a pop filter on it. And if I want to sit further back or I want to just move around a little bit, as long as I talk within a fist close to the microphone, the audio is perfect. So I have a camera that's set up here that gets both my friend and I who's in the podcast. If you watch our podcast channel, you can kind of see the evolution somewhat, but it makes this feel like a professional setup that motivates us to record almost every single day. So now what I'll do is I'll go from just the microphone here right back to the audio on the camera. So you can see that it makes a huge difference on what kind of equipment you have, but you don't have to have it. You can start off with simply using a simple headphone setup from your iPhone all the way up to these different levels. But this will cost you around $1,000 for this setup here. The accessories put it at about $1,200, where the pop filter and the arms were an additional cost. But if you look here on the screen, everything is included in a bundle, so you don't have to search for anything. It literally comes with the mixer, 2 microphone arms that are from a different brand. It comes with the headphones and it comes with the microphones. And also it comes with a memory card too, so you don't have to do anything besides open the boxes, plug it all in, and you can start podcasting right away. Then when you're done with it, you just do that, move it out of the way, and then I'm right back to work. So you guys can see here that it allows you to adjust everything. I have myself and my employee turned up almost all the way. You can mute everything. You have access to your phone, to Bluetooth, and all these cool sounds here. You can adjust your headphones, your overall volume, and all you do is you just press record right there. It'll turn red, and that's it. So I'll do an example right here. Press record, then on the screen right there, it'll show all of your levels. I'm talking into the microphone directly, now I'm talking away from it. So it'll show your levels, it shows your time there too, so you can watch it to make sure you're not going over a certain time limit, because we know we can all get carried away. So this just sits right here in the middle of my setup here. I'll take you guys off the tripod. Then whenever Parker wants to talk, whenever I want to talk, I just turn it over and then we can start our podcast. So this mixer makes life 10 times easier. And on the back here, you have all the plugins you can imagine. Straight up plug and play. This is by far 5 out of 5 stars, 10 out of 10 stars, whatever you want to say. The best setup I've ever owned, hands down. So now that you've recorded your podcast and you have a file that's ready to be uploaded, this is a very easy platform to use. I use a website called Anchor, which Anchor is a hosting platform for your podcast. Now what it does is you go onto Anchor, you sign up, you name your podcast, upload some art, whatever you want. Then when you upload a file, a podcast, it allows you to put what season it is. It allows you to put what episode it is. And you can title it, you can write a description. And once you press publish on Anchor, it pushes it out to all the platforms. Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, all the major platforms out there that people are listening to. And it gives you analytics based on what people are listening to, the age demographic, where they're based out of. This is not an ad for Anchor. I absolutely love this platform and it's easiest to use. My friend Josh recommended it to me and it is amazing. So thank you, Josh. And I hope that anyone out there who's trying to start a podcast, you guys decide to use Anchor because it has changed my life for the better and it makes life so much easier. One thing I discovered about Anchor is you can record directly to the website. So if you look at when you sign up and everything and you go to press new episode in the top right, all you do is press capture audio from your browser. So you can just record directly from your computer if you have your headphones plugged in or if you have your USB microphone plugged in. It makes it much, much easier. But if you're recording off of a memory card, it'll be a little bit different on how you do this. So if you guys want to do video format too, there's a couple ways you can do it. So what I do is I have a Canon EOS R, which is overkill. I use this for my main YouTube channel, but I highly recommend 2 different cameras, a GoPro or an iPhone. Only because there's a law, I don't know what it is, you can't record over 29 minutes on any digital SLR camera. It doesn't let you, but iPhones you can do as long as you want. So with the iPhone, all you would do is set it up like, I'll show you right here. I have a tripod that has a ring light on it that you can put your phone on and you can just do the front facing camera. Put it wherever you want in front of your guest, put it in front of you, press record, and then boom, you're done. You can just sit there, you can watch it to make sure it's recording, and it's very easy. Same with the GoPro, has a little red button on it that blinks so it knows you're recording so you can see it, and then that's your video format. Now, you can do it also with big cameras. I recommend a Canon 70D or 80D. Those are both cameras I owned. Now I own a mirrorless EOS R, which is fantastic. I also have a Canon G7X, which is a point-and-shoot camera. All these cameras are great. I don't think it really matters on what it is as long as you're recording video or it's something you want to do. The video is going to be irrelevant because your audio is your main thing. You want to focus on really good, strong audio. And when I say that, not the quality so much, but the story.
the story you're trying to share. That way people will listen to you more, retain your information more, and come back over and over again. Below, if you want to check it out, you can. I have the ring lights down there, the tripods that I use, these microphone arms, the pop filters, everything that I use. And simply, like I said, I'll go into a video later on, but all you would do is, what I do is I have my camera on a tripod. I have my mixer right here, which records the audio. And then what I would do is I would press record on the camera, press record on the mixer, sit down, and then I always clap, because when you look at it in iMovie, which is the program I use to edit, it shows a super big spike in the audio. And all you would do is take your video file, take your audio file, and you would pair them together so they match up perfectly. That way through the whole episode, it's synchronized audio. You don't want to have your mouth saying something different than the audio. So that's how I line up the audio. And then in the iMovie, I would just press export, and then you have a video format to upload to YouTube, to Facebook, to Instagram, whatever you want to do.
So that's going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. I'm assuming that video is probably a little bit longer than what I expected, but it's the best kind of information that I can offer for you guys to understand how to start your own podcast and how it works. The only thing I ask of you guys, if you decide to purchase anything that has to do with your podcast or videos, please, if you can, click the links below. I have all these links below that support my channel and help me grow as a podcaster and YouTuber and a business owner. If you can, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up button if you got any value. Subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you guys, bye.